Happy Monday, everybody. How is everyone today? Translations are on. Go get them. Dylan's back in the office. I am ready to go. I hate it when Dylan's not in the office because, by golly, he does a lot. We have a
And then
lot to talk about today.
the second funniest person is gone when he's not here.
I know.
It's really hard.
Who else was gone?
I'm always here. I'm the first.
I
Number
was
one.
gone,
Mhm.
Dylan.
Sorry,
Good
Patrick.
morning.
You.
So we have, oh, thank you, Kathy Joe. We have a lot to talk about today. There's a lot going on. I want to get through a couple housekeeping things. Today's call is primarily, and Tina, gosh, I'm jealous again, wherever you're located. I don't know where the hell it is, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. I want to come there. It looks somewhere like Mexico. I want to do some housekeeping. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on. I know a lot of people have been reaching out. A lot of people have been like, you should have put in the email how long the sales are going to go on for. Everyone's got a great opinion, but you know what? We didn't want to let anyone know when the sales were going to end. We will put up a counter when there's 24 hours left on the sale. We have some really, I don't know why I want to say by golly a lot today, but we got a lot of good deals going on right now. I'm going to blame Dylan for that because he
I
says,
will also say anybody that knows Dr. Rom and Clayton knows that we're not even 100% sure when the sales will end. So we know it will at least go till the end of Friday, but who knows? Keep an eye out because Clayton and Dr. Rom keep us on our toes as well.
they really do. So, couple things. Genetics test, $40 off. Get it while you can. The other thing about the genetics test is that we now have 3 out of the six, Dylan, 6 tests, the 6 different categories, right? Is it 6?
Yeah, 6 total. Yep.
6, yeah. So we have 3 out of the 6 that are now toggling for German translation. That was definitely a heavy lift. So I know that we talked about that in the weekend report. Shield Airs, get them while you can. They are running low in certain warehouses. We are navigating and managing warehouses in Switzerland and Germany and UK and in America. So, and Canada, don't you know? We are navigating that. So there might be a time where you might see it go out of stock. It might come back in stock. Just keep an eye out for that. Dylan, I know you're really excited about another sale. You want to talk about something that you manage directly that's on sale right now?
The genetic tests are on sale. Which
I
pretty
was
good
talking
sale.
about the other thing,
Which one? Zero in
or books.
books. Okay, well, I manage all those anyway. So the books are on sale too. And there's a lot of cool things coming in store for the books. Some stuff for more ebooks, and we have audiobooks coming sometime in Q1. Well, my speaking language has changed.
Just hit cancel.
But for those books, it's pretty incredible. If you haven't read the books, the Cure the Causes series are all on sale right now. The entire books are. So check those out. The other one I'm happy about, the genetic test is also for sale. So check that out. And like Patrick said, with the new language translations for German, it's a huge set for the other community in Germany.
Yes. And we have others that are getting ready to get launched. So keep an eye out for that. The other aspect is we have another Bill Coo. We created a new pack for everyone. So that being said, you have now the Bill Coo powder pack with included of Kodo. And so that's for $199. Huge sale there on that item. So get it while you can. Like I said before, we'll put a counter when there's 24 hours left in the sale, but we have a couple tricks up our sleeves. So keep a lookout. We will be doing some new things. Dylan, I saw a little smirk. That was a good
That a
one.
magic joke? That was oof.
So lots of things going on. The other thing I wanted to talk about, which I briefly mentioned, some of you might have received an email. You might have some of your community members that received an email on Friday morning. I'm muting you, Stephanie. Sorry, but that was a lot. It was like another dimension of Patrick. Very annoying. I meant I'm annoying, not that what you did was annoying. Our email system reconnected and there was a small glitch and there was a small subset of customers that received an email telling them that they received or that their order was on the way. First off, awesome looking emails. We love that you guys are enjoying those. Second off, the bad news is that there was a glitch and people that didn't place an order got sent that email. And so it created a little bit of confusion. And so that being said, disregard the email. I know many of you logged into your account and also reached out to customer support. If you did take a little bit to get your request answered by customer support, it was because there was quite a few people that reached out. But at the end of the day, we tried to get ahead of it. It did take us some time to really dive in. And I say this, I don't like to talk about when there's an error. I at least like to come to the community and say, hey, this was the error. This is why it happened. And this is how we're fixing it. So that's why it took us a little bit of time to announce it and let everyone know what was going on. What else do we have that we discussed? We have we have $130 minimum order. So if you have a RPS, you hit $130, you get a free 4-ounce bottle of Environware automatically added to your account or to your order, excuse me, not your account. So take advantage of that. That's going to go on for the month of December. We are just trying to take great care of our customers for RPS. They are our VIP members. Duquesne, you have anything you want to share? Oh, it's going away. That's probably what you're going to say, right?
Well, yes, but I also just wanted to add that since everyone here is an ambassador, this is a great way for you all as business people to keep people on RPS. RPS members as ambassadors are kind of your core group because you know what your volume is going to be for the next month. And so reminding any RPS members that are maybe on the fence about keeping it because they got a lot of products, this is a good way to let them say, hey, run it another month. You're going to get a free Environware with it. Might as well try it. You get the products at no shipping.
Yep.
And you'll get an RPS token if you go 4 months. So we're just trying to keep adding benefits so that you all as ambassadors can manage your business and your community really well.
Love it. The other thing is that we announced we are in our final month of our Q4 RPS giveaway. We haven't announced what that is going to be, but we've been giving some really good clues.
Clayton.
Kind of.
That's
it's Clayton's gift, so it's going to be really big. If
it's
you don't,
not much of a clue when we keep saying it's going to be money related.
we're trying to be very like mysterious. And then let me see. We also talked a little bit about the sales. We talked about that. We talked about that. Before we dive into goal setting for 2025, and we're going to tie in a lot of the growth challenge about that, but I really wanted to let everyone know that December is in full swing for the 2024-2025 growth challenge. There's those new tracking for level 1, level 2 to really see where you're at within your growth challenge. Duquesne, did you say 8? No, there was how many people were already eligible for the cruise, basically, for a ticket?
We had 11 people already eligible to go on the cruise. And then I think we had combined level 1 growth and level 2 growth, about 70 people who are on track to go, which we are very happy for. Ted was a little upset about because that meant more work getting a room block figured out for the cruise, but that's okay. We can upset Ted a little bit.
Ted's fine. He works late at night.
Yeah.
So that being said, I think that was all really like the housekeeping stuff. Dylan, Duquesne, do you guys have anything else to chat about?
Only thing, without giving too much details, there are a few other opportunities throughout this month where products may come on sale. It will be done a similar way as this one, where it will kind of be a surprise. It will run for 3 or 4 days, though. So if you don't figure out the surprise right away, it's not necessarily like Black Friday where you have to get it right away. So I'm just giving you all a heads up. We have a couple more times after this little spree of products is off sale. We might have 1 or 2 other products that go on sale. So just keep an eye out. Emails will go out. We'll make a little video and let you all know. But that will happen later on in the month.
I will say too, just based on that, anyone who's an ambassador last year, just throughout the entire month of December and early part of January, just keep checking the website. The home page will show you what any kind of discounts or deals might be happening at the time. So just I would log on once a day just to check it. That's what I would do.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. This is one of my most favorite things to talk about. Um, Not only do I like to discuss this, but I like to hold myself accountable. And so now is the time where I start to dive in, and I'm going to talk a little bit personally, and I'm going to try and relate it to all of you because this is an ambassador call. We are all in the business of trying to grow our communities, grow our business, be the CEOs of our business. And the first step of that means looking at yourself in the mirror and setting some big audacious goals, as Clay would say, to really identify some key markers of what you're going to do in 2025. Because as a business owner, if you are not setting clear expectations and trying to push yourself to become better, then you are going to be stagnant or you are going to regress. And what's really exciting is talking about how to set your year up to be successful as a business owner. And I know that we talk a lot about this in these calls. We talk a lot about creating pods, creating little groups, even if you don't know them, even if they're not in your downline, but creating these little communities that you can check in and somebody that's going to hold yourself accountable. I do this with some business partners that I have. I share my goals so that they have an idea of this is what I want to do. And what's really crazy is this morning when I was prepping for this call, I was going through, and in a couple minutes, I'm going to share my 2024 goals that I set last year in 2023 in December. I didn't realize that I had set some specific goals and I hit them. And it was quite fun for me to look through them and do that. And so really, really quickly, let's just take a real quick litmus test. We got 120 people on the call, which is amazing. I want everyone to raise their hand. Who does goal setting? Who identifies some things that they want to accomplish in the new year to set themselves up for success? Raise your hands. I want to be interactive today. We're going to do it. Thank you, Dylan. I see you, Tina. Let's go. Alexander, Regina, let's go. Let's get this. Everyone should be raising their hand right now. Because if you are a business owner, if you are a human, if you are alive, you need to be setting goals, whether it's a fitness goal, whether it's a lifestyle goal, whether it's I want to not drink goal, whether it's I want to find a wife or a husband or a boyfriend or a girlfriend. We all need to set goals. We all need to hold each other accountable. And it starts with looking at yourself in the mirror because only you can make yourself do something that is going to push yourself past your limit of where you are and who you show up. I love this. How many people are raising their hands? Jesus, Christmas, 25. We should have 122 people raising their hands right now. This is amazing. I love seeing this. I'm going to lower everyone's hands because, oh, we got 33. Let's go. All right. So when creating goals and setting goals, I'm going to talk a little bit about a tool that I like to use about setting goals. So let's talk a little bit about why goal setting is very important. There's a lot happening, right? There's a lot going on in the world, whether it's the news, whether it's political, whether it's just personal. Things happen, life changes. Life comes at you really fast. I think the famous Ferris Bueller said, if you don't stop and take a look around once in a while, you're going to miss out. And so by writing things down, you're at least acknowledging, pen to paper, some things that you might want to do that you could potentially set yourself up for success for. And so when you take a moment to write out some of your goals, you are having the ability of telling the universe, this is what you want to attract. And for those of you who haven't read The Law of Attraction or haven't seen the movie, it's quite cheesy, but it actually speaks to a really good opportunity of what you can do. Obviously, if you don't think of a check's not going to show up. But some of you might believe that, which obviously it works. The law of attraction, the universe will bring you what you want to attract. So whatever you think will happen. What you need to do is break down your goals. And a lot of you are in this for a business as a CEO. A lot of you are here because you're managing your business. You are taking control of who you are. You're trying to grow your community. And maybe you're a life coach. Maybe you're a health coach. Maybe you're a nutritionist. Maybe you're a motivational speaker. Maybe you're an author, whatever it is. You have to structure your goals. And I like to personally structure my goals in something that's called the 7 equities. Now, you might be saying, what's the 7 equities of life? The 7 equities of life are mind, body, soul, family, friends, business, and money. I'm going to share this with you, so don't be like, say that again, Patrick. Those are the 7 equities. And what I do is I look at each one of the 7 equities and I break down specific goals per equity. And it helps me attain a common ground of what I want to do, who I want to be, and how I want to grow. Because we are never done growing. Because if you stop trying to grow, if you stop trying to become better, you're going to, I don't want to say die, that's kind of morbid, but you're going to go backwards in life. It's very much like tremendous pressure creates a diamond. And so tremendous pressure for us, holding ourselves accountable, creating some very audacious goals that are going to be hard to achieve is going to help you fall somewhere further than where you started. And some of you might be sitting here thinking, well, mind, body, soul. Those are the first 3 of the 7 equities. There's some really good, clear things, right? My mind. I want to meditate every day. That's one of mine. I meditate every morning when I wake up. Body, working out, movement, exercising, focusing on just maybe I want to walk 30 steps a day. Some of you on this call might be like, you know what? I am not healthy. I have let myself go these last couple of years. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk each night. Maybe it's getting up and getting some sunlight exposure in your eyes early in the morning. And then soul is the third one that I really like to focus on. And some of you might call that spiritual. That's what I call it. What do I want to do for my spiritual cup? I want my cup to runneth over so that I can help others. So maybe that might be going to like a Tony Robbins event, maybe a Joe Dispenza event. Maybe it's going to a retreat that's going to help me just invigorate myself to become a better version of me. We are always trying to become better. And then you have family, friends, business, and money. And those are pretty explanatory of, for me, it was I wanted to grow my family. For me, it was I wanted to continue to grow my friend circle. And obviously, I want to make more money. I want to be, I want to have more money in the bank. And what's really clear about setting 2025 goals is that everyone on this call could take the 7 equities as a base foundation and think of some things that could attain or attract to them what they're looking for as an outcome at the end of 2025. And if you're not pushing yourself to drive your business personally and professionally, then there is nothing that's going to happen in 2025 that you are going to be able to celebrate. And I don't mean to be morbid, I don't mean to be rude, but you are responsible for your own livelihood and who you want to be. I want to take a pause there. Duquesne, Dylan, want to see if there's anything that you guys want to chime in, and then we'll get started on my goals.
I just want to talk. So in the office, this is something that Dr. Ram and Clayton have the entire office do. And so we started this last year. I don't believe we did it fully in 2023, although I know a lot of us in the office did it. And I know my mom's always had us kids do it. But last year for 2024, the entire office was expected to turn in goals to their supervisor and to the executive team to be accountable, but to also have something to work towards. And it wasn't just work goals. It's exactly the goals that Patrick is talking about. And so we all have done this. We're letting ambassadors in on what Root HQ does to be Root HQ. And I think this is really amazing because you all as ambassadors now have the opportunity to go on the same path and to kind of do what makes Root headquarters special, kind of join in on that. I would love, and I'm sure Patrick would too, if anyone in Dylan wants to send their goals to us, just to send it to somebody, feel free to do that. Because exactly what Patrick is saying, and again, not just Root ambassador related, it can be personal related. One of my goals that I turned into Ted, because he was my supervisor, was to be engaged by the end of the year. And I did it. I did that one. So we had good progress there, but it doesn't have to be just business related. So I would love if anybody feels free to, you don't have to, but send your goals to somebody because it does help a lot. And part of the success we have at Root HQ is that we do it. Dr. Ram and Clayton share their goals with us as well. That's part of it as well. So you all are really becoming part of, our Root community by doing this.
That's some too. A couple of things that Patrick mentioned. When you're actually going through the year, if you don't have something written down, it's hard to keep track of those actual goals, and sometimes you feel unaccomplished. So before I even joined the company, did the stuff that Dr. Ram asked, I would make a Okay. Sorry, Marty went to my office. I would make a goal for my fitness journey every year, and I would break it down between quarters. And I would see what can I lift here? When can my mile time get down to this? And I would be able to track that. I started doing that because you don't actually see how much you progress if you don't keep track of it before it starts.
Yes.
Every time you change, you'll change every day slowly. So when you look back in a whole year, you might not notice the difference until you can look at it on a piece of paper. Sorry for talking fast, Roland.
I think that's a perfect point that Dylan is making is that, it's almost like for many of you, we just had a baby and she's 5 weeks old and she doesn't look like she's changed to me, but my mom who hasn't seen her is like, oh my gosh, she's getting huge. Like she's grown so much. And it really does hit home of like how much you can evolve just in 30 days, knowing that you are changing or, whether it's physical, whether it's you're losing weight, whether it's you're gaining weight, getting more muscular, whatever it is those goals are, it's just like you have a glow about you. You guys underestimate more than what you can do in the 5 and 10 years than you do in a year. And I think that's one of the truer statements is like, you have to realize that growth comes at a 24-hour a day period, and it continues at 7 days a week, 30 days a month, 12 months a year. And that's where growth starts. So I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm okay with that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and share some of my my 2024 goals. Hopefully you guys can see this. Don't mind the PHUKHAU. That's like it's not an ancient proverb, but it's somebody that I follow. It's basically like fuck how. It's like don't worry about the how. Worry about what you want to accomplish, and getting there will always happen. It's something that I like to do for business. It's like, what's the end goal? And then let's reverse engineer what that goal is. And so I always come up, and we do this actually with our customer support, and I think we do it in our ops team, but we come up for a word for the year. I've been doing this for quite some time. And so my word for 2024, oddly enough, we had a baby, was to create. So I really wanted to focus on creativity. And it turned out to be something completely different when it came out that we had a baby. So as I was talking about within the 7 equities, and I've drilled in a little bit more about this than what the 7 equities actually are. So you can see that I went into mental, physical, spiritual, family, social, which are friends, business. I added fun and then contribution, financial, and then I added romance. And so you can see that I have a few bullet points for everything regarding each one of the buckets of what I'm focusing on. And so some of them might be aesthetic and look and working out. Obviously, those of you who have been following us for quite some time, I wasn't able to do my triathlon last year because of my shoulder injury, but that is something that's going to definitely be on my 2025 goal, is something that I really want to do. But I have broken down my goals to look at what I want to do to make sure that I become a better version of myself. So I would implore you, and if you want, I can delete all this and I can share with some of the community members if you guys would like to help to grow this, to use this. Some of you who obviously are not, translating it, we can translate it if you want, or you can translate it, and we can share this with all of you so that you can build out what you want to do for 2025. And so you'll see on each one of my buckets, I have something that is going to help make me a better version of myself. So I'm going to stop. Go ahead, Duquesne. I was going to stop sharing, but I'll
I
keep it
want
up.
to know if you learned how to salsa dance this year.
We had one class that we went to, but it's definitely she got pregnant, and so it was kind of hard to do. And I know
I want a video of Patrick salsa dancing.
I'm actually a really good salsa dancer. I
I
do
I
more the
am
bachata. I'm
we
more
will be
bachata.
taking dance classes, and that was one of Kelly and mine's goal, is actually to take dance classes in 2025. So I will be potentially joining you in that.
Oh, I love that. Look at that. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and unshare my screen, and I want to talk. Everyone go. There you are. I want to go and talk through ways in which what you can do from a personal or business that's going to help hold you accountable and making sure that you are putting yourself out there and allowing somebody to have those check-ins. Because it was fun. I was sharing earlier, there was some things that I added on and I haven't looked at them in probably a quarter. I think beginning of Q3 was the last time I've looked at these. And there's been some things that I had on there that I had accomplished and I didn't even realize until this morning when I pulled it up again to prepare for the call. So I'm going to now put it on the community. We're at 12:30, so we have some time. So I want to hear from some of you. I want to see some people raise their hands, and let's create some momentum for some big audacious goals for 2025 and what you want to focus on. Because what you focus on is going to help align what it is that you want to accomplish. Yes,
Can
there's
I?
Chris.
Oh,
Go,
sorry.
or
Real
before
quick,
Christy,
I
go.
just want to, yeah. Patrick doesn't, Patrick does this, and he kind of referred to it, but I know this is a business, but the amount of influence other parts of your life have on your business success is so monumental. And I know that Patrick builds his goals with that in mind. And he understands that what is happening spiritually, what's happening in his social life, what's happening physically is all part of also what goes into him showing up at his best at work every day. And so I know the Root community, and as ambassadors, it is very business kind of focused, but I don't want you all to forget the importance of some of these other goals, because one, they are just important to your life, but two, and I've learned this a lot from Patrick, they influence
Yes.
every aspect of what you're doing. And so, Patrick will come in some days and, he'll know that maybe he missed his workout and he's going to work out in the afternoon because he knows that's still important to him. And so just as people are sharing, don't feel like it only has to be business minded, because I know this is Root Ambassador Call, but it can be any aspect you have.
I would probably argue it'd be better to not be business, because when you hold yourself accountable to show up in the world, whether it's waking up early, whether it's reading a book a month, whether it's, meditating, becoming a better human is going to open up windows and doors for you to do business with different individuals. Because you know what? I want to do business with dope people. I don't want to do business with not nice people. I was going to say a bad word, but I won't do that to Roland, who's going to translate it. But that being said, I like doing business with people I enjoy spending my time with. And now being 45 years old, I am able to pick and choose who I want to do business with. If I don't like you, I'm not spending time with you. I have the ability to make that decision. And that's what's going to separate you from everyone else. So I would more implore you to do this from a personal, social aspect than to be like, you know what, I want to grow 25 customers in the month of January. That's not doing anything for you, because you know what money does? Money amplifies the human you are right now. It amplifies who you are. And if you're not a good person right now, making an extra $500 a month still means you're not a good person making an extra $500 a month. So work on yourself, work on who you are and how you show up in the world, and the rest will come. I guarantee it. Nurse Christy, unmute yourself. What you got?
So my two goals for 2025 is to write a book and to start a podcast.
Let's go. Write that down, Nurse Christy.
I'm
I want everyone on this call to hold Nurse Christy accountable. I need a date, though, from you, Nurse Christy. I don't want to hear next year. I need a date firm on the calendar. We need to mark it on the calendar, and you need to hold yourself accountable that you are going to have a book done or started by this date.
I'm planning on starting it in January. I would like to have it done by March.
Let's go.
And
Wow.
I'm
I lost you for a sec. Go.
I've been supposed to write a book for a while. And I've been putting it off, and I feel like I need to stop putting off what I've been led to do. And the podcast, the Rumble channel, I'm so technically challenged that it's so frustrating for me that I just put it off, because it's easy to just not figure it out. And it's frustrating for me because some people, the things come so easily to them. But I have to quit doing that. So
Remember, words are spells and they have meaning.
I
You're not technically challenged. You haven't acquired the skill yet. You
that's so
have the
true.
ability to learn it. You just have to take time to focus on it.
Yeah.
It's like there's a saying, like a race car driver, when they're driving in a car, and in NASCAR, they go in like this huge circle, right? It's like what you focus on, you will attract to. If you look at the wall when you're going around a turn, you're going to drive into the wall. If you
Yeah.
look at the telephone pole when you're about to get into a car accident, you're probably going to drive into the wall or the telephone pole. What you focus on, your body will follow. And you need to have that ability to say, I am good at technology. I just haven't applied my skill set to it yet.
That's so true. Thanks.
All right. I want to hear from say, oh, Alexander, let's go. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Let's do this. Let's hear some goals. What do you got for me?
Hi, I would
Jumbo light.
yeah, if you want. I would like to be like a motivational speaker to help the root people, but to also help myself
Help
and help others
achieve what you're doing.
achieve what I've did in the time in the 2 years.
2 years.
Yep, in the 2 years that I have been taking the root product.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I haven't seen you on one of these calls before, Alexander. I'm great that you have your video on. I'm grateful that you are here sharing your message and your goal. I think all of us here on this call, our 126 of us, are going to hold you accountable to becoming a motivational speaker and to help others. So you need to put that down on a calendar, but I want you to set a date. What's your date? When are you going to do this by?
1st of January.
I'd say probably 1st of January.
The 1st of January. That's in. Let's go.
I will
Let's just
say,
get going.
hey, Alexander, I've been keeping up with your Facebook, and I will say over the last couple months, you've shared so much more, like more and more stuff on Facebook, and I've seen you've done a couple of events and stuff like that. And so I
Mhm.
feel like you're already pretty close to there because I've seen
Yeah.
you've been putting out a lot of good motivation and sharing a lot of good knowledge with people. So you've had a lot of good steps already towards
Mhm.
that.
Yep. Just that the algorithm don't really like me.
That's amazing. I love that. And you know what? You just brought up a really good point, Alexander. Some of you might be looking at social media and or doing what Alexander just talked about, right? Like he wants to help people. What's a big soapbox or a microphone that you can utilize? Well, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram,
Yep.
X,
All of them.
all of the things, right? And so you might be thinking, I'm really, maybe your goal is I want to do one video every week where I am talking to my phone and I'm putting it out to the world. And you want to just grow your social media channel, whatever platform you want to be on. That might be a goal for you. Maybe it's doing posts on Facebook. Maybe it's creating a website. This is something where you can write down what you want your goal to be very clear and specific. Do you see what everyone is saying to me? They're telling us on the call, and I'm trying to hyper focus in a little bit more. Set a date. What is it that you want to do? When do you want to do it? Hold yourself accountable. You have to have clear expectations, or else the universe is not going to deliver, or God, whatever you want to think of, what you want in life. And that's what is going to separate all 127 now individuals that are on this call of setting their big audacious 2025 goals about what they want to accomplish. Regina.
Brilliant.
Really?
Hey, real quick, Alexander, I just followed you on Facebook. I hate Facebook, but I followed you. I want to see some messages now.
Look at that. Alexander's got another follower on Facebook. Let's go. Alexander, you should probably drop your Facebook profile in the chat. You're going to have 127 new followers that are now going to hold you accountable and check in with you every day that you're going to put out a video. I love that. Regina.
Yes, thank you that you called me up. I like to open my mind more to what I started here since start of this year when I arrived at that adventure and island here I am, and I start to implement here the possibility to get the root products here somehow, not only by smuggling, somehow, oh, it is not really illegal, but it is very hard to get them here and to make this better, to get ways to have really the possibility to get our products here to the island, because there are many people in future they want to have them, because we just started here with help. I'm not alone. I have a few Houthis as well here at the island helping us with this, and this is my big goal, to get these paradise here as well, because paradise is only the nature, but the nature is ill like everywhere, and the people the same, so they need urgently these wonderful products, and it's my goal to have it made it better than before. And until now I'm just moving into another place, so it is a challenge, but I have it until Christmas. Maybe I am in my new home at Christmas, and then I can start with this. And I hope my internet will be better one day, because it is very weak the whole time. We have no electricity, and as well we have a weak internet. Maybe I send it up to our creator to make it better for us.
Got it. So what's really good about setting your 2025 goals is doing something that you are in control of. You're not in control of the internet and or electricity, but what you are in control of is how you react to that or not having it. That's what you're in
Yes.
control of, and that's what you can separate, and that's what you can do. So when you're setting your goals, make them hyper specific, make them very, very unique to what you want to do and who you want to become. And it's the steps that you check in. And I would suggest checking in, whether it's once a month or once a quarter, to be able to make sure that you are aligning yourself. And I think somebody said it, shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars, right? Set a big goal. Just because you don't reach that goal doesn't mean that you're not going to land somewhere else. You may be not we're supposed to get that goal. Maybe God had another plan for you, that you were supposed to go in a different direction, and falling on your face or failing at one thing that you set out for yourself was the thing that was supposed to happen to kick you in the butt to get you to move in a different direction. Understand that God has that plan for you. The universe will show you, but you have to walk the path. You are not going to be able to sit there and be like, I won $100,000 this year, so drop it in my lap, universe. There we go. Alfred says he uses a vision board. I love vision boards. I have one home with my wife. For those of you who don't know, I said this. So we had a holiday dinner last week, excuse me. And last year at our holiday dinner, I stood up, and we always do this at our holiday dinners for the company, for DRC Ventures and Root. We talk about things that we're grateful for, and we talk about our goals for what we want to do in 2025. And this was way before anything but it was basically like, I wanted to have a family. I wanted to start a family. So we obviously had a baby. We weren't even trying then. And I wanted to buy a farm and start homesteading. And I had no plans. And we ended up buying a small little farm here in southern Tennessee. And it was like, I reflected on that moment this Thursday at dinner from last year, and was completely mind blown when I shared to everyone that was there, who was there last year, how crazy that was, because I had no anticipation of wanting to buy a house, and it's been a fun little journey for me. But when you tell people something that you want to do, the universe will conspire. I don't know how many people on this call have read the book The Alchemist. It's one of my favorite. I read it at least once a year. The Alchemist is probably one of the best books to understand how the universe can serve you and all that conspires to help you achieve what you are meant to have.
So
I'd like to hear from somebody else in the community, but before somebody else, so raise your hand. I got Dylan and Duquesne that I want to chime in on, because we have 15 minutes left. Go, Dylan.
So those vision boards are no joke. 3 years ago, my future fiance Branda made a vision board, and her mom ended up showing it to me. And her vision board was just full of like shirtless dudes. And she had supposedly made that 2 months before we met for the first date. So I don't know how it happened. A lot of them were,
It's
good
also
looking guys.
it's your current fiance, not your future
Sorry, I
fiance.
meant to say future wife, current fiance, yes. So those vision boards, I don't fully know what the power they have, but I guess they work.
Awesome.
I do want to hear, and I see Deb has her hand up, but I want to take 60 seconds, 1 minute, and I would like everybody to take out their phone or either on here or their email, and I would like them to message somebody and ask them if they are okay with them sharing their goals for 2025. I want to make sure we do that right now on this call.
That's good call to
Because
action. I like that, Duquesne.
otherwise, I know what happens.
And I'll share this again.
Dude, check your phone.
I know, I'm about to text you too. I know we get on these calls and we have all these great ideas, and then sometimes we get off of them, and by the time the next week comes around, we haven't acted on them. And so for the next 45 seconds, pull out your phone, get on your email, however you contact somebody in your life. It can be a friend, significant other, it can be Patrick, Dylan, or I on WhatsApp, but just ask if you can share your 2025 goals with them.
I love it. So I wanted to put this up just in case. I know some people were asking to try and figure out. I added on a couple others. I know that people were saying something about it in the chat, but I wanted to put this back up for everyone to realize and be able to write down what the 7 equities are, just maybe some ideas. Sometimes it's good to see what other people have on their goals. Sometimes it's good. You might think about something. You might be like, I want to have a big fitness goal for 2025. Maybe it's, I want to run a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon. Maybe you want to join a gym. Maybe you want to do a CrossFit workout. Maybe you want to go to a yoga studio. Maybe you want to do a sauna or do a cold. Maybe you want to jump in a cold lake during the winter time because you heard that doing cold plunges is good. Maybe you want to cut out gluten in your diet, and that's something that you want to focus on next year. Maybe you want to stop eating cookies. Guys, this is easy. Set some clear goals. Have some things that you want to achieve for the new year. Set yourself up so that you become a better version of yourself, because you know what we need more of? Good humans making a difference in the world. That's not even talking about sharing the formulations, pushing out Dr. Ram or the Root Brands products, or focusing on how you're going to grow your downline. No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about being a better human, showing up in the world and making a difference, because how you change the world, you take first start with yourself. You start with your family, your community, and that's how the world gets changed. It doesn't get changed by growing your business and, you know, getting all these customers and becoming a platinum ambassador. No, be a better human. The universe will give you everything that you deserve. Deb, I see you raised your hand. I'd love to hear from you. I see you writing something down though. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself.
Hi. Hey, thanks for listening in. No, I love this call. This is an amazing call. And I encourage you, Root, to post it multiple places so that the consultants and ambassadors can see it, hear it, watch it multiple times, because this is so key. And I was raised in this way, and I lost this when I got poisoned with heavy metals. And it's taken me 7 years to get my journey back to even this level of contributing. This year I released my very first book. But
What?
yeah, all these things. Yes.
Let's go.
I know, right? It's like, yeah. And we are, let me see if I can get it on the camera. I don't know what happened to my camera.
There it is. Turn your blur off. Turn your back. Oh, I see.
go.
Whoa.
So this
Got it
book
on
we
your
released, and we are about to announce the next epidemic that is hitting human health, right? So we are there. And to your point, when you talk about sometimes you have to put it in the universe to make it happen, this is a 7-year thing, right? There are millions of people that have been impacted by this heavy metal, and the universe is coming together, and it's taken a team. It's taken just a huge amount of effort by lots and lots and lots of people. And I take Root products. There's a lot of the GAD people who are taking Root products. We're bringing more people on. It may not eradicate the heavy metal or whatever. We don't know, but we know it makes us feel better. And so, right, there's goodness in that. But this, thank you today. This was just hit home, and it's so emotional because there's so much going to come out in the next couple of weeks from this metal. But
thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
What a huge mark that makes on not only me, but everyone on the call. And I want to share, and we'll get to you Detox Girls next. There's a famous quote. It's one of my favorite. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're probably right.
Yep.
And you guys need to think about that, because that speaks volumes of what things can do for you when you just set your mind in a motion of understanding that you can do whatever you set your mind to. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're probably right. Detox Girls, is that you, Jill?
It's Jill. Sorry,
What's
I
up?
can't do camera today. Sorry, my Papa Dog crossed over to the Rainbow Bridge today, so I am not camera ready. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you to Debbie because she has been amazing. Debbie is somebody who has been worried about how she was going to be perceived in sharing, and she doesn't give herself enough credit for what she has done. And I just need to come on here and say she is amazing, and she has written a book, and she just needs more people to remind her how amazing she is. So I wanted to come on and do that publicly. She took time to gather a group of women together who have all been gadolinium poisoned and are all on root products. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm like so touched. Thank you guys very much in the comments. But anyway, so she took time to bring together a bunch of ladies, and we did a Zoom, and then we put it on Rumble, and I just put that into the comments. So if you guys haven't seen it, please go on to the Rumble, watch it, like it, share it. Debbie's book is listed in there. So please take a moment to look at that because I would love everybody to support her by reading her book or sharing her book with somebody that it could make an impact on. So I just wanted to bring that to light.
Jill, I'm
Yeah.
reading in the comments. What's
Yeah.
going on? Is everything okay? Did something happen?
Yeah, I lost my dog today.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know how hard that must be. And the
Yeah.
fact that you're even on the call
Yeah.
and here with us speaks volumes. And so I'm sending my love. I'm sending all
Thank you.
the healing energy for you and your family. I know how difficult that might be. So I am so sorry to hear about that. I'm seeing all these comments and wondering what the heck happened.
Yeah.
How come I didn't know?
That's why I'm not on camera today. But I just wanted to say the reason I came on the call was because I knew community would be here. So yeah.
That right there should speak volumes to everyone that's on this call. That even in the darkest moment, you know that you can turn to us for motivation, for love, for support, for community. We are here. And I think that's what's incredible about what Clayton and Dr. Ram have created. They've created this ability for us to connect with hundreds of thousands of individuals worldwide to be able to hold each other accountable. I mean, think about it. 4 years ago, we didn't have this in mind. We didn't know that this was where we were going to go. But you know what? God had a plan for us. And God still has a plan for us. And we're going to continue to spread that message. We're going to continue to push forward and bring light to the darkest areas because that's what needs to happen in this world. Yeah, you can focus on the news. Yeah, you can focus on what's going on politically. You can focus on whatever it is that you want. But you know what else you can focus on? Positivity. You can focus on what mark you're making in the world, how you're showing up, how you're interacting with others. Forget about root, forget about sharing the products, forget about growing your business. How you show up every day. Be grateful you're able to put both feet on the floor and stand up from your bed and start a new day. Because that is half the battle. Duquesne, you want to close this?
Yeah, well, I wanted to end with a little sneak peek that while we're on the topic of goal setting, so we had launched the ROM Effect app earlier in this year, and we had told y'all it was kind of a soft launch that we did just to the ambassador community, really, and we got a lot of good feedback. And so Patrick has kind of spearheaded, and then Dylan and I have been assisting him with this, and Sam and Matt have as well. But we're doing a completely revamp of the ROM Effect app. It's going to be able to go for you can do month after month, so you can renew it, be more specific in your goal setting and things like that. As you all know, the ROM Effect app is completely free. It just is a tool to use, but that should be coming out early Q1 of next year. And so we wanted to give y'all just a little sneak peek, wink, wink, that that's coming since you all were on this call. But we're really excited for it. And that is something that we're kind of launching with the mindset of not everybody, but those that have more wellness or health or fitness goals, it could be a great tool for you to use as we start 2025. So, Patrick, did you have a little picture of what it's going to look like?
Actually, I think Dylan, did you have it? Or you know what?
Yeah.
I can probably find it just as.
Give me a
So-
second. I can pull it up and
How do I know? No, I can't find it. We want to show you a little bit of what we worked on.
Give me a second. I'll pull it up on my screen. I got it.
Um,
It's the PDF form, so it looks bad, but I'll pull it up.
But yeah, we're excited for that. And so y'all will get a little sneak peek, but
And why Dylan's pulling that up, I think what's really good is to really zoom in on that if you can, Dylan.
There we go.
There you go. Scroll up a little. Is that this is going to be an ability for you. And look, body is one of the main of the first 3 of the 7 equities that I chose to focus on. And look, guys, you don't need to use my expansive 7 equities and create a word for 2025 and fuck how and PH, not with a F. I'm not cussing, so I'm using an ancient proverb. You don't have to use all that if you don't want to. I'm just sharing what I like to do and what really holds me accountable. I've been doing that for the last 7 years, and it's made a difference in my life because it makes me a better person. This is another way that you can utilize your fitness of what you want to achieve, and it helps you understand food to eat, how to move your body, how to exercise, getting sunlight, maybe it's yoga. It gives you awards for hitting certain goals, for check-ins, tells you that you're doing well. Dylan, scroll down. It gives you a graph on your performance, how you're showing up, how you're basically showing up month over month. And so this is a really, really good tool to utilize to keep you on track. This is why we talk about writing down goals. This is why we talk about having goals that you're setting, because life gets in the way. Things get busy. But if you have something written down, I know a lot of you like your vision board. Like my wife and I, we have our vision board in our bathroom. I'm literally brushing my teeth every day while I'm looking at it. Some people write like a mission statement. Like I went to Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I don't know how many years ago. And they have you basically create a mission statement for your life. I have that in my bathroom. I look at that every day. I have bullet points about how I want to show up in the world. 2025 goal setting is probably one of the best things that you can do from a human perspective of showing up better in the world. Thank you. I saw that, Duquesne.
I'm a
So
big verse. That's from all the poetry slams I went to.
that being said, guys, I am overwhelmed with how much everyone said that this was a great call. Duquesne and I were talking last week, and we're doing goal setting. Let's get everyone prepped and ready for 2025. 2025 is going to be a huge year. Not only, and I'm gonna tailor this into business now. We are going to set some big audacious goals for DRC Ventures, manufacturing, utilizing all of Dr. Ram's patents. There is a lot of stuff going on that is underneath the hood of the engine that we haven't opened up for you yet. That get ready and hold on to your seat, because it's going to be a wild ride. That being said, you need to be ready as who you are as a person to be able to show up, to be able to come with us on this journey, because we're going to be bringing you along. But you got to be prepared for what's to come and how to pivot and how to know where to show up in the world. That's what's really exciting. And so this is a way for us to get everyone on board, ready to rock and roll for 2025, and to start making a difference, because we need more good people in the world spreading positivity and doing God's work. Look at that. 1 minute. Or actually, no, we're right on time. I'm 1 minute over. Gosh.
If you
All
didn't
right,
say that, it's fine.
Thank you so much for this call. I really appreciate it. This is like my bread and butter. I love talking about this stuff. I saw some goals come in on WhatsApp while I was on the call. I saw some emails come in with some goals. I love it. Do yourself a favor. Check in with somebody today. Send them some goals. Take a little bit of time. You have, 2.5 weeks, but do it now, because Christmas is coming. New Year's Eve is coming. You're not going to have the time to do it on January 31st, because you're going to want to go out and have fun. Take the time to do your goal setting now. Get ready for the year. If you're not taking time to set your next year up, then what is it that you're doing? Life is now going by you. You need to take control of your life. Have a blessed day, guys.